Wow, that looks good. Let's get after it. This is going to be a really massive week. I think that after the big spike that we saw on Thursday and Friday, we're not going to see as big of a move this week on Monday. But Monday, I think, is going to be that consolidation phase. I could be wrong. But Tuesday and Wednesday, Powell is speaking at 10 a.m. both days. So watch out for some crazy volatility there. Thursday, we have jobless claims pre-market. And then Friday, we have unemployment data. So there is a lot of things that could potentially move the market. So we just need to pay very close attention on what's going to happen over there. So let's dive right into the watch list here. So I have a couple things that I'm watching. One, Meta made a ton of money on Friday. I wasn't one of those that made a ton of money, but I made a good amount of money. I know people on social media were banking, yearly salaries off of this Meta move. So Meta has been moving crazy. Last week was nuts for Meta. It really just kind of start running recently on the daily chart. Looks a little exhausted on the daily. You can see it went from 177 to 185. That's a really big move on a same day expiring contract. I actually did next week expirations and I didn't swing it. So I'm looking to trade it again this week. I'm looking at that 190 level. So 190 on the daily chart, we saw a nice break. I'm looking at this 197 top too. So we could see all the way up there. I don't know if we're going to get all the way up there. That seems to be a pretty overextended move in my opinion. But when I'm looking at this weekly chart, man, wow, that looks good. So this looks really, really good to me. We might see a little retest breakdown, maybe like a test of this downtrend one time, because a lot of times what you see is you see a breakout, then we see a retest, and then a bounce, which is usually what I play. But on the weekly chart and the daily chart, we could see a little bit of consolidation before that it run towards 190. So it might be good to play the 190 calls or 190 puts. Or not 190 puts, 190 calls for a week out, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, whatever you're looking for, if the bullish momentum is there. Mine would be more so of a trade is what I'm looking for. So if I can see this 190 crack, maybe we start inching towards that 197. The other one I'm paying attention to is NVIDIA. Very, very strong off this bottom bounce here. Around 224, ran all the way up to 238, 239. Now we're at this high that it's been struggling with. So if we can push above this 239, hit 240, I think we could start to see a nice little run towards that 250 mark. Maybe not all the way up there, but could be a really great trade for the short term there. So NVIDIA and Meta are two of my highest watches this week. We also have earnings on SE and Crowd, and I don't think I'm going to play them. I looked into their financials, I looked into their web traffic views, I looked into all that, and wasn't really too impressed with what I was seeing. So I might take advantage of these, but the premiums are really nice. So I was thinking about selling some options on these. I was thinking about selling some puts just so I don't have to buy the shares right away and collect some premium. So the implied volatility percentage over here is about 150. So 150% in theta, it's going to just shred these contracts if it has little to no movement. So I'm looking for a little movement sideways or a nice little slow move to the upside when I sell some puts. So I'm looking for that just to collect some premium. It's not going to be a big payout, but it could be a nice little income generator. Same thing with CrowdStrike. So if I do CrowdStrike real quick, you can see you could make about $600, $700 on these. Obviously, you need to have 100 shares worth to be able to sell cash secured puts. So I wouldn't recommend selling them naked options because it's just unlimited risk, and why would anybody ever do that? So those are just a little sidetrack that I'm looking at since the premiums are inflated, but the earnings announcements are Tuesday after the bell, so it might be pretty tough to collect all that premium, but you could still kind of squeak out a little bit if there's some bullish movement there. Obviously, Tesla is always on watch. Above 200, we could see 205, 207, so I'll always watch Tesla. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of movement there right away. The chart setup looks pretty bad to me, but absolutely loving NVIDIA, absolutely loving Meta. Might collect some premium on the other side with SE and Crowd, but not seeing too much either. I don't really want to talk about QQQ and SPY. They do look very bullish to me. I think that there's still a lot of upside to come, especially because of this weekly chart. But with Jerome Powell speaking both Tuesday and Wednesday, this chart means absolutely nothing because whatever he says, the market will do. And it could dump really quickly, erase all these gains. Or if he's bullish, we could see this back up to about 310, 315, right where its high was. Same with the SPY around 418. So if there's some bullish activity, watch for SPY above 405, 410, maybe even up to 420 this week. So whatever he's got to say could be really important, could move the markets, could shake them up pretty nicely. So whatever you're trading this week, be very careful, especially learning what's going to happen on Monday as the market opens. I think that with these two big bullish days that we just had on Wednesday or Thursday and Friday, we're not going to see too much movement early on Monday, so I might just scalp here and there, maybe take a few trades in the morning. Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be really big days. Thursday pre-market could see a nice little gap up or gap down based on the data released. And then, of course, same thing on Friday with the unemployment data. So pay attention. If there's any hint of raising interest rates, 0.25, 0.50, the market is going to probably get destroyed if we go to 0.50 interest rates. I think even 0.25 is high, but I think that people are expecting that because they're talking about pausing rates this summer. So they're still in an interest rate hike environment. I don't think it's really good for the market. So I don't really know why we're bullish right now, but just got to go with the momentum because the market is not the economy and it reacts how it reacts. So can't be that person that's pissed off about which way the market's going. You just got to play what the market's giving you. And what they're giving us is some really, really great setups for Meta and NVIDIA. So I'm watching both those on the bullish side. Hopefully the market reacts so these setups play out perfectly. But be careful of the early week chop. And then, of course, the volatility to come on Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way into Friday. So it's going to be a great week. Hopefully this watch list is good enough for you. I can't be more excited about this little setup that we got going on right here. So hopefully we get some action. Got a nice little volume spike last week too. So if we can keep that momentum going towards that 190, maybe see that 197. It seems to be the talk of the town right now. So Meta, NVIDIA, maybe some selling options on Crowd and SE, but not as big of a payout. And then obviously be very, very careful at the SPY and QQQ. Just take your positions based off of what the momentum's giving you. Jerome Powell shakes the market, so just be careful. Hope that helps you guys out.